first concert of the 2019-2020 season of Coro Canada. September is here. Our first concert is just around the corner, as usual, at All Saints Cathedral. And for this first program, I selected the text from the Old Testament, Song of Song, or as we might know it, 2 Song of Solomon, or in German, Das Hohelied der Liebe, Canticum Canticorum, as it was said in Latin. I selected music that kind of spans 500 years. So we have on one end of the historical spectrum, we have Palestrina and Lasso, and also Francisco Guerrero, Spanish composer. 2 works that have been written within the last several years, actually 1 work within the last 2 months. So we kind of show how composers have approached this text over 500 centuries. What I find interesting in the approach of composers, let's say over the last 100 years, is that they have selected maybe the same verses from this poem and how they have found similar musical expressions. A very maybe well-known one is Rise Up My Love, which is from the second stanza of the Song of Songs. And this text, Rise Up My Love, as one would imagine, has an ascending idea, rise up. Now, it is not only that the melodies that are set with this text have an ascending line, it's also that there's always an interval, a jump up that actually is, with all these composers, very similar. We either have a 4th, rise up, or maybe even rise up, a 5th that just moves up and kind of like shows and portrays this idea of excitement, rise up my love. A piece that is very dear to my heart is Le Cantique des Cantiques, Song of Songs in French, by composer Jean-Yves Daniel Lesure. He was an organist in Paris and passed away at the end of last century. The work that he's written is in 7 sections, although we're not performing all of the 7 sections, and it's in 12 voices, 12 parts. So the sopranos are in 3, in the altos and the tenors and basses, and it's fascinating how the composer has chosen these 12 voices, sometimes together, unison. So a very strong expression of the text, basically everybody saying the same line, but then also splitting up into 12 individual parts, and how exciting that is, and how invigorating when these voices go through each other. In particular, for example, when he sets the text about the flowers are blooming and the north wind is coming and everything is in bloom. So we really kind of like hear and see within the music how everything is coming up, and the flowers and the trees and the water is in there too. Very, very, very good music. Of course, we're looking forward to performing a new piece, Set Me as a Steel by Canadian Stuart Beach. He has written it for Coro just 2 months ago. We also have another Edmonton-based composer, Laura Hawley, who has written a Rise Up My Love. With same text, actually, Stephanie Martin in Toronto also Rise Up My Love. So we have a great Canadian representation in our program. And not to forget Sven David Sandström, Swedish composer, one of the foremost composers of his generation, actually just passed away 3 months ago. And his music is very distinct in as he uses the choir, in our case we have 28 singers, and really divides it up sometimes into 16 parts and makes very dense and very rich and very lush chords. Another thing that's something stylistic that he uses is that he often has one group of the choir singing the actual pitch, the actual note, while another part of the choir hums or sings as low as possible, so we kind of have almost like a bit of a rumbling sound that creates a sensation that we quite don't know what it is about, but it could be a desire or a passion or something that is in there but not actually expressed by words or by an actual pitch. That's a little bit about a program that you can hear with Coro Canada at the end of this week at All Saints Anglican, and I hope to see you there for the first concert of our 2019-2020 season. Thank you very much.